Oh my goodness, you guys, it is the middle of March and we are chugging along. I just want to first and foremost tell you guys what an amazing job you're doing. We are already at over $12,000 in team sales, wholesales, which whatever that equals, like retail is like $15,000 already this month. It's only the 12th of the month and we are annihilating this month, blowing it out of the water. I'm super proud of each and every one of you. We've got a top 10 already in the 500 club. We've got several people in the $1,000 club and lots of ladies qualified for the first time in a long time. So I'm super proud of each and every one of you. Thank you for carving time out of your crazy, hectic lives to be with us on the team call. Hey, Michelle. So as I mentioned in my live that I did in the team page, I think it was probably Tuesday morning, I was on a special training and we were given a lot of information from a woman who is a network marketing coach. She's not affiliated with any brand, but her entire business is very similar to Eric Worre or Ray Higdon, where they are 100% focused on helping network marketers become better, stronger, faster at their businesses. And she blew my mind on many different levels. And so what I'd like to do is my best at regurgitating what she shared with us so that you can take these nuggets and implement them into your own life. How many people, before I even get started, just with a wave of your hands, felt like the deck of cards analogy was very helpful? Because I thought it was super helpful. And once I put it into that perspective, it kind of changed the way I was approaching my business. And if you haven't watched that yet, it's a live in the Glam Squad that you can go watch under videos. It was Tuesday, the March the 10th. So if you're going back into the archives, it's Tuesday, March the 10th. I did a live. Less than 10 minutes, but it will change your entire philosophy about the way you're approaching this business. So some of the things that she talked about was how unique is a unicorn in the network marketing industry. And I don't know if you knew that or not, but Unique is only 7 years old and they have blown through record after record. We have annihilated day one sales. We've annihilated overall sales. We've gotten awards on awards in the network marketing world for the kind of performance Unique has had. And so what she did was explain to us what we're experiencing now is very normal. Lots of businesses go through a natural ebb and flow, and that's perfectly fine. I honestly can tell that we're already on the upswing. I can see it in the numbers. The numbers don't lie. We're at $15,000 already this month in sales. It's the 12th of the month. So everyone is starting to finally get some traction back in their businesses, and you can see that. But what she said was, in the first probably 5 to 6 years of Unique's existence, no one needed a system because we had pure momentum and buzz around us. So a lot of the top leaders in the company got there on momentum, not on skill. And now the business is getting real and you actually have to be good at what you're doing in order to be successful. And that is why leaders are leaving, because they didn't get there by being good at what they were doing. They got there by being in the right time, at the right place, with the right sponsor. Okay, so what's happening now is a natural shedding, a season of letting go of people that aren't equipped to take it to the next level, to grow and expand. You are not going to be a new you just because you join a new company. You're going to have all the same problems that you had before. You're going to be slow at recruiting. You're going to be slow at sales. You're going to be shallow on your leadership skills if that's what you were at Unique when you left. You only take the skills that you possess with you from job to job, and then you hope for some training. But these people that are leaving from Unique to other companies, they're chasing the shiny ball. They're not actually going to be a new person. And that's what we need to really address. And I want to talk about it for a little bit because a couple of leaders have left and there's a lot of like noise around it. And the way that we can combat the noise is to take back the microphone. What we've did is we've given them permission to speak. They're spewing a lot of negativity, and we're just sitting by and letting it go. The best way to combat anyone's attack on your character, anyone talking about whatever they want to talk about, their new company so much better than their old company, whatever, it's the same old song and dance, is with your success. Nothing kills critics like success. And I think in our business, some of us, I'm getting hot, some of us have been around for a while. And what happens is when you're around for a while, things that are valuable, results become like, I don't want to say we take them for granted, but they almost become expected. Like the fact that this team is elite status already by the 10th of the month, some people would consider that status quo and nothing to brag about. But the truth is, this company is rocking, and we need to go back to our roots and talk about the good things. We need to be so loud about our successes that it's drowning out anybody else that has anything to say about what we're doing and where we're going. So I've already started this. I call it micro successes. I've already started doing this. I don't know if you guys can tell, but every day I'm trying to talk about one thing that this business has given me. Whether it's a small thing with getting my nails done, or a slightly bigger thing like getting my vanity upstairs, or maybe it's something that one of you guys are doing and I'm bragging on my team. Every day I'm being intentional about sharing the successes of this business. It does two things. One, it tells everybody in your network that you're still having success. And two, it tells anybody that's watching from the sidelines that things are good, which they are. But we're not talking about it as much because we've gotten distracted by the drama and they're taking the wind out of our sails, okay? Every second you give to anybody that's left this business is a second that you lose growing your business. So don't waste any more time talking about how so-and-so left. Don't waste one more second talking about how whatever else is going on, all the drama. There is drama. If you've been around for a while, you know that there's drama. It's not necessary, and we don't need to feed into that. We are queens, and we don't need to drop down into the mud and play with the pigs, okay? And I'm not trying to be nasty, but we got the high road. We are mission driven. We have purpose. We are helping women that were sexually abused as children. We are standing on a platform of advocacy. We are not simply product pushers. And there is no company that compete with the mission that we lead with. And we need to remind ourselves of that. And you need to show up every day talking about the mission, sharing about the Haven Retreat, letting people know that they have two options, not just the one in Utah, but the one in Atlanta that just opened. There are lots of options for women that are suffering in silence, and we are their voice. No more 1 and 4. Let's get back to our roots and be mission focused, okay? So since this leader, her name is Tiffany Mallett, if anybody wants to follow her on any social media, Tiffany, I think it's spelled a little bit different. I think I wrote it down. Hold on. It's Tiffany, I think it's Tiffany, Tifffaney. I think there's an E in there. And Mallett, Mallot. She's African-American. She is, she's a 6-figure earner in several multi-level marketing companies. And now what she does is train people. And I'm telling you what, she was dropping bombs like it was Armageddon. I was clinging to every word that she said. So because Unique was not built on systems, Unique had so much momentum, we're having to go back and reevaluate the processes in which we are onboarding people and in which we are growing. So specifically with Unique, she talked about our onboarding process and how we treat our new presenters and manage their expectations for success. And I want to just share some of those tips and tricks for those of you that are getting your first recruit, whether it's your first one or whether you're working on getting one, or whether you've recruited 10 or 15 or whatever you've done, this can only help you. So the first thing that she said was, we have a lot of systems in place, and I know the Glam Squad is guilty of this. I felt very like she was talking straight to me, because I have units, we have the groups, we've got the chats, and she said what we do is we literally invite someone into the business and we say, here's this do-it-yourself training, I'll talk to you in a week, okay? So imagine your new presenter who knows nothing about network marketing comes into this business, is a newborn baby. And you say, here, newborn baby, I got diapers and I got formula and I got wipes. I'll talk to you in a week. And you just set that shit up right next to him. How long do you think that baby's gonna last? Not very long. Not very long. We need to treat our new presenters with a little bit more care and a little bit more compassion and a little bit more love. And some of you are great at that. Most of you are great at that, because this team is led with love. And I know that we're all really good at it. But I think that it's something to take into account. How often are you just assuming people know to do what they know? Not everybody is self-driven. Not everybody shows up and is like, I'll figure it out on my own. We are the 1%, because most of us on this team specifically are really good about figuring it out on their own. I attract that energy because that's what I am. Right? But how many presenters have we lost because we didn't give them enough care and concern, like a newborn baby, and walk them through the steps that we take for granted? Little things like understanding what PRS means. If you've never been in network marketing, PRS just feels like a random acronym for, you don't know what it stands for. It's our job to, one, manage their expectations, and two, guide them through the process. And when she's talking about the process, she gave this amazing analogy, and I got my whiteboard out just so that I can show it to you. Okay. So she says we send them on their way, and it's a lot like apple picking. And I've given you guys an apple picking reference before, right? You don't want any rotten apples on your team. They're the negative Nellies, the people that are, habitually complainers, or, nothing's good in their life. We don't want those rotten apples in our basket. And then you've got green apples. And those are the people that they're a little bitter, but they're a little bit sweet. They're new to the team, they're new to the industry, but with a little bit of coaching and a little bit of hand holding, you can help them grow. And then there's red apples. Those are the ones that come to you, like Laura, and are like, I want to sign up. Tell me more about this opportunity. I want to sign up. Not everybody is raising their hand to join you. Okay. So the green apples are the people that are maybes. They're like, I don't know, let me talk about it to my husband, but they've generally got a good disposition, right? Red apples are sweet, delicious. They're easy to invite into your basket. Green apples, a little bit more challenging, but still good. You can make an apple pie with them. Rotten apples, no bueno. We don't want them on our team. Be selective, sort through. Don't invite somebody in just because you want to have a recruit. We don't need to invite in any negative energy. So what she said is essentially is that we have this tree. I'm going to show you my amazing art skills right now. We have this tree and we've got apples. Can you guys see? We've got these apples here. We've got lots of apples on this tree. We've got a few that are like dangling here and here. And then also down along the bottom, we've got a few apples that have kind of like fallen off the tree. Okay. So we have a new presenter, and then we're trying to put them on the path to get these apples. And so we tell them, build this ladder, climb up it. Oh, Facebook Lives. You got to be an expert in skincare. And then you'll be able to collect these apples up here. So we send them on this path to collect the high apples on the tree. And what we're missing is the early wins. The way to get someone successful in this business or to keep someone in your business is to give them some early wins, some fast, easy wins, also known as low-hanging fruit. All right, so you want to try to make this process of onboarding as simple as possible. You're going to get your kit. Talk about what's in the kit. Try out those products. Share it with your friends. Really make it as simple as possible. They don't have to go live to be successful, but we push it. Okay, so what's happening is we're asking them to overcome their lifetime of fear, their lifetime of insecurities, their self-doubt, and all of the other baggage that someone might show up with, and climb the ladder of Facebook Lives and all the other things that we're asking them to do. Meanwhile, we're missing all of these little fruits down here and these low-hanging ones right here. So the sooner you can get your new presenter a win, the better chances that they're gonna stick through the slumps that come and go, the roller coaster of this business, you know, the ups and the downs. You're not always gonna be thriving with tons of sales, but you're also not gonna be in the desert forever, and we need to manage their expectations and get them a couple of wins really quickly. So as you're thinking about your process for new presenters coming into your business, what I want you to ask yourself is, what would be the most effective and the fastest? What can they do quickly that will get results quickly? And then we need to come back as a team. I'd like you guys to think about it this week. Next week on the team call, I want you to come back on the team call with some ideas, because we're stronger together. I'm figuring this out as I go along, and so are all of you. But that doesn't mean that what you're bringing to the table isn't valuable. So what I'd like you to think about is, when you were brand new, what was one thing, and some of you are brand new, what is one thing that you did that got you some success? Because that's what we need to be teaching right away. Okay, that's all they need to focus on, is getting a sale. Getting a sale, maybe starting their home launch party or something like that. But we need to figure it out as a team. And I think if you look back at where you started, at least with me, my goals, I wasn't trying to be purple status. I wasn't trying to speak on stage at convention. I wasn't trying to go to convention. I was literally just trying to make my $99 back. So if that is almost everyone's first level goal, to make their $99 back, how do we help them get there as fast as possible? That needs to be our focus. That is all that we need in order to build a stronger, more durable, more resilient team. And it's like when I won the lottery. I won, okay, so some of you don't know this. I don't even know if I've ever shared it on the team call before. In 2009, I bought a Mega Millions ticket that hit for $10,000. It was amazing. It was amazing because I was broke AF in 2009. So $10,000, and then after taxes, I got like $6,500. So that was kind of bitter, and I still haven't gotten over it. But what has happened is, because I got that win, I now believe that I can win again. And I keep buying tickets. And I've probably given the entire $10,000 back in $5 increments every time I go and buy another ticket. Okay? But it was the taste of victory that built belief in me that I could. Okay? We don't build belief into people through the struggle. We build it through victory. Yes, you got to go through the struggle, but how can we make it as easy as possible to at least get 1 or 2 wins really quickly on their belt? So now they're thinking, okay, I can do this. I was really insecure. I had a lot of self-doubt. My sister told me that this was a waste of my time, but look, I've got some sales. I made yellow status. That's awesome, right? And then as leaders, we need to share the hell out of that. everywhere we can. We need to talk about every single win. There is no win in this business that is too small. Somebody qualifies for the first time in this business, shout them out. Somebody got their first sale in this business, shout them out. Somebody hit yellow status, shout them out. Somebody requalified their status, don't sleep on that one, because I fell into this pit of thinking that I'm purple status, I'm always purple status. Well, I mean, I will be recognized as purple status, but the truth is, we hit purple status last March. I haven't hit it again since then. It is very common for people to promote because you push, right? We throw everything we've got behind it. We tap out every customer that we've ever met. We ask all of our neighbors and all of our friends and all of our kids' daycare providers, and we literally use all of our resources to get that promotion. And then the next month comes along, and for some reason, we have this misguided idea that we're going to hit it again, even though it took everything we had. And it was the last day of the month, 11:59 p.m., and we made it happen. And suddenly we think we're supposed to be maintaining that level. No, boo. Sometimes you just got to taste that level and then figure out how to fill in the gap between the two levels. So let's just say you're pink and you want to get to blue, right? To get to pink, you have to have $2,000 in team wholesales. To get to blue, you have to have 4,000. So you might have a really good month like November or one of the other good months in the year that get you to blue. But then what you have to do is fill in the gap of momentum and skill, okay? You are not where you want to be in this business, not because you're not good enough and not because you're not talented enough, but because there is some learning that you have to do to get from point A to point B. And what we need to stop doing is focusing on black status and how far away that is, and start focusing on the next step. What is the next step I can take in my business to make it successful? And it's not promotion based. It's not promotion based. The next step in my business is to break my recruiting record. The next step in my business is to break my sales record, because I know I can do that, right? I know, because I've got a proven track record of being able to sell $3,000+ in 1 month. So now I need to expand that and then make it duplicatable. None of you can be where I am being like me. What we need to find is the common thread between us both that will get you to the next step. You can't be Marie. You can't do Foodie Friday, okay? But you can do other things that are duplicatable. You can brand yourself. You can be consistent. You can do all of these little tasks over and over and over again to reap results. And that's why we're doing this challenge. For those of you that are doing it, it's been amazing watching you guys show up for your business. I hope you're thinking it's not as hard as you thought it was going to be when we began, because all I'm trying to show you is that it's the small steps repeated over and over and over again that reap results. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let's look through my notes really quick to make sure I didn't forget anything. I said the baby analogy. I said the tree analogy. Okay, we talked about the cards. All right, this is it. This is your homework. In addition to next week coming back with one thing that you think we could teach new presenters to get them a win as fast as possible. I want everyone to think about it. Think about when you were brand new, what is one thing that would have helped you be more successful faster? And we've got a big gamut of people. Some of y'all have been in here for years like OGs, and some of you signed up this month. So everyone is going to bring something valuable because we're all looking at it through a different lens, and I love that. But what I would like you to do, in addition to that, is write your story, your victory song. So I want you to look at where you are right now, and I want you to say, 1 year from now, who are you? How'd you get there? 1 year from now, I'm black status. And I'm black status because I brought in 6 to 8 people a month. and I taught them the system, and I showed them the ropes, and I attracted good energy by putting good energy out and not getting into the slums, and I rebounded after a couple of losses. You know, I can't keep riding the story of being green for 3 years. That was a great story, very motivational. If you've ever been in a slump, 3 years at a status is motivational, okay? But now since then, I've gone orange and I've gone purple. So now what is my story? It's not the same story, and I need to remember that. And I got to stop riding that victory. I need to write a new victory. And each of you, I want you to think about what your victories are this year and write about them. Because if you can see it, you can achieve it. But it all starts with putting it on paper and a sense of self-belief. All right? I believe 100% in the manifestation of blessings. So if you believe that you can do it, and then you can visualize it, and then you can write about it, your subconscious will slowly start to make that happen.
Sure. Sorry. Tell her sorry I missed the
I mean, you don't have to.
All right. So you guys, that's pretty much all I had to say. That's your homework. I want you to write your story, your 1 year, who you're going to be in a year, and what that looks like. I want you to be specific, not just like what status you're going to be, but how big is your team going to be? Are you going to have 50 people on your team? Are you going to have 500? What is your income look like? Are you earning the trip? You know, like all kinds of things. I want you to not leave out any detail. If your heart desires it, put it on the damn paper. Because the more things you can put on the paper, the easier it's going to be for the universe to bring those things to you. All right? And then you start showing up as that person, one step at a time. How do I reverse engineer my goals to get there? All right? And if you write down this thing and it feels terrifying, then you know you've done it right. If you wrote it down and you're exactly the same as you are right now, then you didn't do it right, and we need to have a one-on-one. All right? You should not be in the same spot 365 days from now. Think about if you added one potential recruit to your recruiting list every single day. Just one. It's a small step. One new name to your list every day. In a year from now, you'd have 365 names. You're going to tell me you can't recruit people from that pool? Yeah, you can. And I believe in you. And this team is the next Black Status team. It's already on my story. And I'm just looking for the ladies that are ready to freaking run, because that's where I'm going. So that was a lot of information. As you can tell, I'm super freaking pumped. What kind of questions do you guys have about the information that I was regurgitating for you, or about writing your story, or about whatever else is going on in your life and about your business? How can we help? You have to unmute yourself.
Marie?
Yes.
So I guess I just kind of have more of a comment than a question. I think the new process that you're rolling out sounds great, especially for someone like me who's relatively new. I think one of my concerns is that I'm going to get hung up on, well, I can't start now because I need to read all the materials. Well, I can't start now because I haven't tried all the products. Well, I can't start now because, and I don't want to get in my own way. So I think it's great that you're thinking about, especially it'll be great to hear from all the presenters that have been with you for a while. What was that thing that kind of, was a win for you, and you did it right away, and you didn't put it off. You didn't wait for that right moment, because the perfect moment never comes. You kind of just need to get started. So I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah. So I think that's great. Awesome.
I think the number one thing for success is action. And a lot of presenters get into analysis paralysis, exactly
Mm-hmm.
like what you were saying. They want to check out their back office. They want to make sure that they know all of the ingredients and all of the products, and they want to make sure that they know what all the collections are, and they waste so much valuable time and energy doing things that are spinning wheels versus things
Mm-hmm.
that are going to get a result. And we definitely need to focus on that. The units in the Glam Squad are still fire. They are still very intentional. This is like the 8.0 version of team training that I've created, and
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely valuable. So don't waste any time. Don't wait for us to come back next week. There's a lot of things that you can do between now and then to move your business along. The first
Mm-hmm.
thing that I would recommend is just start thinking about people that you can reach out to for support, and expect no's.
Yeah,
There
I've
will
already
be
pinpointed some girlfriends that, are my best friends that I can just contact and be like, just you're my girl, just buy something, and they'll do it. Yeah, so I have those pinpointed for right away, at least in the immediate term.
Yeah, awesome. And think about also a launch party, a home event where you can invite everybody over for cocktails and contouring or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and you just share with them your journey. Those are super valuable. And
Yeah,
you
I
can,
used to host some of them for other people, and they were so much fun.
yeah, and you could do the same thing and book it for like the end of the month, and like that's a couple weeks from now, 2 weeks from now, and I'll work with you one-on-one to talk about like some of the things that you can do to make it successful. April, you
So when I start new people, the first thing I tell them to do, they have 7 days before their kit comes. I always try to shoot them a copy of the hundreds list. Yeah, that gives you 7 days before you even have a product in front of your face to just work on your hundreds list. Who are the top 5 of each category? Your neighbors, your church parishioners, the lady at the people at your salon. Who do you talk to at the coffee shop? Like, what church groups are you in? Who works at your kid's school? That like other moms from daycare, the 5 people you talk to at the bank all the time. It's like a memory jogger of top 100 people
Yeah, and then
that
you
you
just keep
actually
adding to that list.
feel comfortable with. Um, and then basically that just gives you something to focus on. So you're not, I've, Marie can tell you, a lot of people can tell you, I was that person. And I let fear run my life. And um, I wasn't successful because of it. And it wasn't until I got over that fear to not have to have everything perfect that I started to see success in my business. Like, I was literally yellow status for a year and a half because I was too afraid to hit the live button because
Yeah.
I was going to stumble over my words or I wasn't going to be perfect. And I've learned that it's never going to be perfect, and you don't have to know everything when you start. You literally just have to be willing to learn as you go. So another thing that I tell my girls when I get them started, I give everybody a little index cards on a little loop ring, one of those metal rings. And I basically tell them, if they want to learn more about our products and what the company is about, you can take that little roll of index cards and you can go in your back office, and there's a fact sheet for every single product. So I suggest that they start with the products that are going to come in their kit, because it gives you a list in your back office of all those products and you know what you're getting. And then you can go onto the fact sheet and you can write down the top 3 things that stand out to you about that product. So like with the mascara, it's got Y-shaped nylon fibers. So you'd write Y-shaped nylon fibers. And then, like if something's hypoallergenic and that's something that means something to you, you write down that it's hypoallergenic because it means something to you, because you can't describe these products if you're not using them, and you can't describe them if you don't know about them. So it just gives you like a whole bunch of index cards, one for each product, of the
Mm-hmm.
top 3 selling points and the top 3 facts about it. Like if it says 100% of users saw an increase in volume by using lash primer,
Mm-hmm.
that's something I want to remember so I can say on my live. So I'm going to write that
Right.
on my index card. And then here's the real secret sauce. you lay your index cards out in front of you when you go live, or when you're going to do your present. If you have an in-home party, lay the products right on top of the index card that you're going to use. And if you really want to step it up a notch, do it in the order that you're going to use them. So like if you're going to go live for your first time and you're going to do a full face, you have your primer first, and then your foundation second, and then your concealer, and then your setting powder, and you line them up in the order that you're going to use them, so that it's all organized for you and nobody can see any of that on your table when you go live.
Right.
So you don't have to know everything. You just have to know a little bit about something. And you can, I'm not going to tell you to fake it till you make it, because, that's bullshit. But you don't have to feel defeated either, and let the fear of sounding stupid or sounding like you don't know what you're talking about stop you from moving forward. Because it's just the minute you take that leap forward, and the minute you take that chance on yourself, that weight that comes lifting off your shoulders is going to allow you to do the next big thing.
Right.
The minute you hit that live button the first time, you're going to want to hit it the next time, and that's what this company has done for me, so I try to set my girls up for success, because everyone I've encountered has had the same. I'm so afraid to go live. I'm so afraid.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the products. I don't know who I'm going to talk to.
Right.
I didn't think I knew 2,500 people on Facebook, but for somehow I do. I'm friends with all of them. I mean, in some way, shape, or form, because your 100s list, you're going to talk to every single one of those people about, I'm so excited. I just started this new business. I'd love to talk to you about it. Can we have a conversation? And they're going to say, well, sure, I'd love to hear about it. And then you're going to say, before you leave that conversation, who do you know that I could talk to, and get your next 100 list filled out off the first 100s list. So, I mean, Marie, you're talking about methods and systems, and like I'm thinking it's been a really good system for me.
Yeah, I love that. That's a very duplicatable thing that we could all do. And that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for very tangible things that we can offer our new presenters, that it's going to empower them to act right away. Because momentum is small wins strung together. Momentum is not, you're not running 100 miles an hour from 0 to 100 in 6 seconds. You have to build up momentum one small win at a time. And that's what I want to do as part of our brainstorming session for this week, is think about ways that we can get them moving faster and get them into action mode rather than analysis mode. So I love that tip, April. Thank you for sharing.
Since I won't be on a team call again for another couple of months, because I go back to overnights tomorrow, my tidbit of how you said your goal when you started was to earn back your $99. So anybody that's ever joined or was a kidnapper, I've always left them with this to do with as they choose. You're going to get a kit with between 15 and 17 full-size products. It depends on what kit you get. Obviously, we know it changes. I tell them, pick the top 5. What are your top 5 out of that kit you can't live without?
Yep. That's actually exactly what I was going to do.
Those 5 are yours. Those are yours to play with, to demo with, to talk about. Learn as much as you can about them, because they're going to be your best friends for the next month. But the other 10 products that are in there, you want to learn about them too, because those are the ones you're going to sell.
Right.
You have them in hand, you're going to sell them. When you have your launch party in home, your goal is to sell those 10 products. It doesn't matter who buys them. If one person buys all 10, your goal is to make that money back. If you sell 10 of those products out of your kit, cash and carry, don't even charge tax. Don't even charge tax. Just charge catalog price. Just sell them outright. Get the products in somebody's hand. Get your money back.
So
that's great.
One last thing that I wanted to share, and this is what Tiffany said, is the holy trinity of a successful business. There are 3 things that you want to instill in your team. Philosophy, which is what our team culture is. We stand on a mission. We are hardworking. We are lovers. We are teachers. We are women. Like, that's our nature. What is our philosophy as a team? It also comes back to that deck of cards philosophy and understanding that this business is essentially about how quickly you can get through the cards. The second thing that you want to work on is attitude. You want to make sure that you're helping everyone find a better place to be mentally. And then the last thing that you want for the Trinity is activity. So you want every interaction to be breathing belief of the philosophy, being a supporter of their attitude and helping them retrain negative thought patterns, and then last but not least, send them into action. Okay, that's the holy trinity of a successful team: philosophy, attitude, and activity. And if we can focus on those three things, I think each and every one of us will be doing a lot better. Michelle just threw up a comment. She said, I wanted to say, Marie, thank you for doing the 5 for 5. It's helping me keep on track and making me aware to post daily. Have a great night. I love you too, Michelle. I will talk to you soon. So, yes, we are doing the 5 for 5. It's literally the like, it's just 5 simple tasks that you have to do every day. And it's just learning kind of to include that into your normal routine and make it a habit. That's the activity part of this. But also realizing that we need to hitch our horse to the activity, not the results. Because every time we'll ask one person and that one person will tell us no, and then we think we should scrap the entire initiative because we were told no. Fall in love with the effort, not with the results. All right, you guys. I love you all so much. It is 9:20. Hashtag coronavirus. My kids are going to be home until the end of March. They don't go back to school now until April. So I've just got to go mentally prepare with a bottle of wine. I love you all so freaking much. If you have any questions, if you need anything in your business, you know where to find me. Otherwise, I will talk to you on the next team call. And do not show up without one thing that you can contribute to the team for new presenters. All right? You've been warned. I love you all so much. Have a good night.
Good night.